Welcome back. We are continuing on in our series of 25 inspirational stories to encourage you in your business journey. Again, just a little background. We are, if you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, you have to fight discouragement and a lot of negativity from people, customers, all kinds of things. And this series is meant just to kind of give you some inspiration by other folks who've also experienced failure, but still fought back. Hopefully you're not going to get to that point of failure. That's my hope for everybody. But you may, and you shouldn't give up. That's also my goal, is that you don't give up. And these stories are meant to encourage you. There's a wide variety of different reasons why people, potentially failed or struggled, but also fought back and didn't give up altogether. So again, your journey is going to be different. Everyone's journey is going to be different, but it's meant just for you, and you have the opportunity to encourage yourself and encourage others. Hopefully you'll turn into one of these stories of success or people who have fought back from failure. So before we get started though, click the thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and then also click the alert button so you're notified of new content that comes out for this channel. And then also, I'll put a playlist in the description of this video where you can also go back and listen to other videos. Also, I want to encourage you to listen to the first video that we did, which talks about the plateau of latent potential and the valley of disappointment. So I think that's going to be a good listen for you, and I would encourage you to check that one out, and then also check out the prior videos as well. So we're talking about James Cash Penney, who is the founder of J.C. Penney, and his stores had great success here. And so he was born to a father who was a farmer in the Midwest and a preacher, and he made J.C. Penney buy his own clothes in his early teens. He's pretty strict. Also, J.C. Penney had the ambition of, after he graduated high school, of trying to go on to law school, and so and wanted to become an attorney. But upon his father's death, he had to take a job and basically put his dreams on hold, and he became a store clerk to help support his family, and that's where he started his success, right? And that's where he was given opportunities within the store because of his work ethic, and found success. But he had some failed ventures as well. So in the beginning, he's had a failed butcher shop. Two of his three wives died due to illness. I mean, you can only imagine what that's like, right? And then his third wife also had a severe injury when she fell off of a horse. But even in spite of that, he grew his chain of stores to over 2,000 by the late 1920s. When he was over 50, not 15, over 50 years old, right? And so he worked hard, and then the Great Depression hit, and forced him to cover a loss of several $1 million in this Florida bank that he had, right? And so he had to basically also sell his home and liquidate some of his personal possessions. And so he struggled. He's in his mid 50 or mid 50s, had to, liquidate, sell his stores, had to deal with the crisis of the Great Depression as the chairman and founder of this company, to try and fight to keep his stores alive, right? And again, we're facing a similar situation right now with our economies worldwide, right? There's not a lot of people who aren't impacted in some way or form or fashion. And you probably personally know people if you're not one yourself. But again, this guy had dealt with the same thing in the Great Depression back then. Now, again, it's daunting to start a business. It really is. Even when you're young and you have the energy, and it's okay for you to be poor because you don't have a family to support. It is tough to start a business the later on in life that you are, when you have a family that you're trying to, pay bills for, you have responsibilities. And that's what happened to Penny. In his late 50s, that's when he dealt with all of that. But he went on and guided the company through, and brought them back to success. Even though they're struggling right now and getting ready to, go out of business and bankruptcy, while he was at the helm, he brought them back to some wild success during his tenure. And I think he was in position as chairman of the board for over 40 years, which is huge. Now, one of the things that also just keep in mind as you're, dealing with your business, is that he was pretty conservative from a fiscal standpoint, which most of the companies that we're watching now on the stock exchanges are not. They are highly leveraged. There's a lot of zombie companies out there, but one of the things Penny did was that he had a very conservative fiscal policy. He had large cash reserves and didn't have a lot, if any, long-term debt, which allowed him to still offer those low prices at his stores, which is what gained him loyalty during the Great Depression when people didn't have much money. So, that's one of the things that I want to encourage you to think about as well. I mean, another good example there. But again, he brought the stores back to prominence before he retired, and then ultimately his death as well. And it's unfortunate that one of these icons, are closing up shop, but that's also the way of the future in terms of where we are and what many store owners are facing too. You have to reinvent. So that's going to do it for this story. Hope this encouraged you as well. And also forces you to kind of rethink how you can reinvent yourself and just kind of pull through. So before we go, again, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and hit the alert button. And feel free to share this video series with anybody who could benefit from it and find encouragement from it. And we will see you at the next recording.